Hey, how's it going, everybody? Insert Token here, and I just want to share a game with you that I recently got into a closed beta of. It's called Hawken. Now, if you don't know what Hawken is, it's a mech-based first-person shooter made by Adhesive games. Now, this game is crazy because it was made by an indie group in 9 months, and the graphics and the gameplay is actually spectacular. Now, I'll just go over little details. If you ever played League of Legends, it pretty much takes the exact model of League of Legends and puts it into a mech game. Now, what I mean by that is, for example, you have these, what are they called? These M thingies, which is kind of like your RP in League of Legends, and then you have these Hawken points. And the Hawken points are used to purchase things slowly, so you get a fuel match and you could buy mechs and so forth. So you pretty much have your name and you have I guess a rank of what you are, and when you click it you could see what your stats are. You know, I haven't played too much, you know, my career points and my total kills, kill death ratio. Let's not look at that. I just started and I'm just like, you know, checking out the place. So you have all your stats right here, which is actually pretty cool. And then if you go to the garage, you could see all the mechs. So they have the mechs right here, and you could purchase them for either the points, which is going to end up being real money kind of thing, or you could purchase them for the experience, which you see is a lot higher than the other one. So they have a berserker, and each of them have pretty much their weapons right here. It tells you all their stats, their damage, their accuracy, their rate of fire, their range, and their heat rate, because all the mechs can overheat in this game, which is actually pretty cool. So you have to actually, you know, focus on not just spamming all your shots, but making them count. Every bullet matters. And then they tell you the stats of the mech, their armor, their speed, and their energy capacity. So, for example, Berserker is like an attacker. Infiltrator is a little guy who can cloak. They all have their own abilities. If you can see right there, active camouflage. Assault is an assaulter. Sharpshooter is their sniping mech. You have a Brawler, which is a big-ass guy who could just fight forever. And then a Rocketeer, who pretty much shoots a shitload of rockets. Look at that defense. Crazy. So you have that, and then you can purchase your mechs, and they also have a free-to-try mech always, which is a test drive. As you can see, their test drive expired, but it's pretty much their free champion rotation, I would say. Okay, and then you have your mechs, and you could click the little wrench that will bring you into another menu where you could equip them, upgrade them, optimize, body shop them, paint them, whatever you want. And everything is obviously going to cost money. But so the game, you pretty much have a mech, and they have a primary weapon, an alternate primary, a secondary weapon, and an ability. And for each one you could see stats. For example, with this one, it's like the primary weapon is a kind of a machine gun. That's your sniper rifle. And then you have a slug rifle if you want to do another rifle. It tells you what it does all there. Every time you go over anything, it gives you the information. For example, you know, right here, this is a long-range rifle that deals a decent amount of damage and can be outpowered by close-range weapons, but is highly effective when attacking from afar. So if you want to be a 100% sniper sharpshooter mech, you pick up the slug rifle over the sabotage rifle, which is a long-range magnet-based. Oh, sorry, that's the right one, which is a okay, there we go, which is just a long-range rifle with twin barrels to allow a faster rate of fire. So anyway, so here it is, and then you have each mech. You could buy an offensive item. So for example, here they are. You could buy it with the actual money, or you could buy it for the cheaper experience, which will be obviously more expensive. And there's a lot of options. For example, for this one, you have high explosive charges, you have a guided rocket, you have an auto tracking turret, a more powerful turret, and those are the offensive items for this mech. And you can see they have room to make more. Then you also have a defensive item where you could purchase, for example, you could repair recharge, so you could repair anyone's armor around you, a shield to protect yourself, or a hologram. This one every mech comes with a standard item, and then the other ones you have to buy. And then there's a functional item where it gives you something a little bit more advantage. For example, launch EMP. You launch an electromagnetic pulse unit, and that helps you, you know, make sure that if you're in close combat and you want to run away as a sniper, you got it. You could pick up some more radar, even though there's radar built in the game, and a radar scrambler, so nobody can see you coming. So they have those items right there, and then they have internal items. So you click here, and then you have armor-piercing ammunitions, explosive ammunitions, a heat sink to make it so you overheat less, a lot of customization, a magnetic rail, increased weapon damage, then a defensive internal, and it's the same thing, you know, decreases damage and reinforces armor, plated armor, and a functional one, which just helps you with fuel and boost and energy capacity, which is actually pretty cool. They've done a lot of work into making that you could really customize your mech. So even if two people are playing the sharpshooter, mech could be totally different, which is pretty sick, I would say. Then you have your upgrades by getting tech points. Now I have no idea how the hell you get a tech point, and I have 0. But you get tech points and you move up to this thing and it gives you extra stuff. So for example, I'm guessing this is where you level up, and when you level up with your mech, for example, level 1 of a sharpshooter, you get your primary weapon level 1. So that's pretty cool, actually. I just figured that out right now. So as you go, you level up and you get points and you get tech points to spend. Now here's optimization. This is pretty much, if you play League of Legends, you know what this is. This is your skill tree. Every game has a skill tree, so this is theirs. So you have the offensive, defensive, and the movement, which is pretty cool. So you know, again, that you get to customize your mech to be either offensive force or a defensive juggernaut, and as you level up in the game, you get to unlock these and pick them up, which is pretty cool, and just add them and minus them just like normal. Then you have your body shop. Now this is pretty much crazy. You know, if you can make money, they're gonna try to make money off you. For example, you can pay real money to get thrust stuff. So your thrust can be blue, but hey, maybe you want red, or maybe you want yellow, or maybe you want light blue because you want to be sexy and shit. Or you could use the default, which actually looks just like the blue one, except, you know, a little bit more red there, which are you really going to spend whatever the real money equivalent is for something like that? I don't know. So then what else could you buy with this stuff? You could actually change your chassis. You don't like how you look there? Maybe you buy this one so you look like a freaking box. No? You know? So then you could do your middle chassis, which would be this area, which would be your leg area, your thighs, if you say, your lower leg. So maybe you want to walk like with weirder feet and shit. Or you can change your repair drone so they look different. Why? I don't know. That doesn't seem like they do anything. They just look cooler. And maybe you want this one. Hey, look, I got a repair drone like this. Cool. All right. And you could change your arms. Really, I don't see. You know, some of these customizations cool, and some people will really dig it because people like to have a unique look. So speaking of unique look, you could change your trim lines. For example, here, let's go pink, so you could see right there. I can't rotate my mech though, so then you could change it, saturation, and you could only put it on certain areas, and that's pretty cool. Or you could buy a pattern which goes over your mech. See, for example, they're all cost. It's a relatively small price to pay. Like there's a jungle pattern, you got a little blue one, and you got a bubblegum prime. And that's pretty cool. So you can do this for every mech, as you could see, even, and then when you purchase another one, you go, there you go. And each one has the exact same moves. Now, let's see if unlocking one for this will actually unlock it for all my mechs, since I do use my sharpshooter the most, which I'm kind of really into. So I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy a functional item. I'm going to buy the EMP, because I want to be protected. So not Hawken points. I'm going to spend Meteor points. And you could buy Meteor points, as I said before. So I'm going to spend those points. And now let's go see if that works for my Assault mech. So it was an offensive item I bought? No, sorry, defensive. So as you can see in my defensive items, or is it functional? Functional? No, you have to buy it for every mech, which, you know, might be a little bit annoying, because if you have a mech and you want to use it and then you power up one, you can't use it on another one. So really it's going to be a game where you're going to try to focus on your one mech and then slowly build up the other ones. But if you think of it, it's actually ingenious for them when it comes from a marketing standpoint, because there will be people that want to play multiple mechs and they're going to want to customize every single part of their mech, which is actually very, very interesting. I didn't know that's the kind of business model they were going for. So now that's just a little bit on the mechs, and you could see some of the functionality. You could rename your mech, so you could have a different name personally for yourself. You have a little guy there checking it out, making sure the specs are pretty good. And then here's their menus. So here's how you add a friend. I don't have any because, well, whatever, I just got this. Leave me alone. I'm lonely. Then you have your messages, which is kind of cool. Whenever you have a message, you could bring it up here, so you can always have it. Then, you know, the generic settings, blah, 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 game controls, key bindings, video settings, and audio settings. Now, let's go to the deploy and show you. There's a training. It's coming soon. They don't have it here. Your matchmaking, you have 4 game modes: Siege, Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, Missile Assault. The Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch are pretty self-explanatory. They're pretty much a free-for-all deathmatch and then a deathmatch and teams. You know, what else can I say? Now, Siege and Missile Assault are 2 of the more interesting game modes are coming into this game. So let me just go jump into it and show you what Siege and Missile Assault really is. Missile Assault is an objective game where you pretty much play King of the Hill. So you have 3 points on a map, and you stand in their circle and it captures the point for you. As you can see here, I'm just repairing, chilling, getting the point. Then also, as you go throughout the map, they also have these boosts that send you up in the air. You know, it's just gonna be like, whee! And you have all the 3 points, and you pretty much capture them, hold them, wait for the team's points to slowly dwindle down. There's a little, look at that shot, it blew up their whole world. And then when you win, the points go to 0, all your missiles get shot toward their tower gets blown the fuck up, and your team won. So that is Missile Assault. Next up, let's see what the other play mode is, which I think is a little bit more interesting than this one. This is just a normal King of the Hill, but whatever. And the second game mode, which is Siege mode, what you do is you collect energy, deliver it to base, and that will eventually, when you have all your energy built up, it'll spawn a battleship, and you can have up to 3. And then you try to control the anti-air missiles in the middle to help you destroy the opposing team's battleship and stop the team from destroying yours while you're trying to go toward their base. So you go to these little towers right here, and you chill around, sit here, and you wait till your energy bar goes all the way up on 4 of your tanks, or you could leave earlier. It depends how many, you know, if you only need 100 energy, you only get to pick up 100 and then run back to base because you want to get your battleship out as soon as possible. And then once the team gets the battleship, it resets itself. And that's what you do. The other way you could get energy is by killing a mech that already has energy, and you could pick up their energy. So then when you get the energy, you run back to your base, you get into this weird, freaky, deaky pod looking kind of thingy, which steals the energy away, adds it to the top of your score, as you could see, and then once it hits zeros, it spawns. These giant battleships spawn. So as you see, this is a giant battleship. So when you do enough lethal damage, either with your mech or the anti-air base that you can control, which does a lot of damage, boom, it blows up. Now the thing is, if you don't blow them up, you got a little problem here, because that thing will slowly creep right into your tower, and that's how you lose the game. And that is the second game type, Siege mode. If you want to give it a chance, go to Hawken's website. I'll put an annotation right here somewhere. I don't know what right here means because you can't really point anywhere. I'm pointing on my screen, but whatever. And you could go check it out, sign up for their closed beta, which I don't know if the signups are still there. I think the game actually comes out very soon. I will tell you when later. I just don't know off the top of my head as I'm making this. And yeah, man, if you love mech games and customization, and it's a free-to-play game, you don't have to pay anything. Just, well, you know, free-to-play games aren't ever free-to-play, if you know what I mean. But it's pretty cool, so check it out. And that's Insert Token doing this little quick video about Hawken. Peace. Well, I guess I wouldn't be quick, but that's Insert Token doing this really long video about Hawken. Peace out.